Did you know that each of us are electrical beings, that we each have our own EMF waves coming off of us? And depending on who we are, that can be, we can have more or less. They've done actually a study where they measured how far out these fields actually go. And depending on the person, it can be anywhere from 3 to 4 feet. And guess which organ it is in our bodies that emits most of these EMF waves? Well, it is actually our hearts. And I'm sure we've all had an experience where somebody has gotten in our environment or in our space and say that they're anxious, irritable, nervous, and we spend a bit of time with them and then they leave our space, and then we are now carrying what they were emitting. This anxiousness, nervousness, and stress, and this darkness. Now we may go through the rest of our days, the rest of that day, carrying what they were carrying because we were affected by what they were emitting. People will come into a room, and we've also been affected by this. People come into a room, they'll either brighten the whole room or they're darken the whole environment just because of what they are emitting from their hearts, believe it or not. So what do we do? Well, how can this affect us? First of all, let's start there. How does this affect us, ourselves, starting with ourselves? So it can affect our mind. And let's talk about the positives, because the positives are going to be the exact opposite of what the negative is. So if you hold good things in your heart, what this does for you is, for your mindset, it gives you it boosts your cognitive ability. It helps you to be able to better problem solve. You have better memory, better learning, better thinking, better mood. You have more dopamine and serotonin flow in your brain. It puts you in a flow state. If it's just a toxic soup that's in your heart, it does the exact opposite. It puts you in a negative flow state. There is no flow. Just turns off the productive ability of your mind. And then the same thing it does for your body. If you are in a good heart state, a good heart flow, then you feel better. You are in better state of health. Because when you have this toxic soup that I'm talking about that you could possibly be holding in your heart, it actually, your stress, your anxiety, your nervous and your worriness, that actually makes you sick in a myriad of ways, because it just shuts down this positive flow in your body, and this toxic soup affects everything about you. And then we already talked about what it does for others. You are a reflection of what you're carrying inside of you. So if it's this positive flow, you uplift those who are around you. If it is a negative flow, you bring everybody who's around you in your space, you bring all of those people down as well. So how are some ways that we can fix what's going on in our hearts? Well, one, Proverbs 4:23 says, keep your heart with all diligence, because out of it are the issues of life. The Bible itself tells you exactly what's going on here is going to be what's going on in your mind, in your physiology, in your environment. And just before that verse, there's a couple of verses that says, my son, keep my words and listen to my sayings, for they are life and health. Well, what are those words? That is wisdom, and that wisdom are the words out of the Bible, and the words out of the Bible are life. So being in the Bible, getting wisdom, getting understanding, these words, the words of Jesus himself, the word is life. This will change your heart. So this is one of the places to start. Another thing that changes your heart is living in a state of gratefulness. So, it's not just a one and done. You don't just get up in the morning and you write 3 things out that you're thankful for, and you shut the book and you walk away and you forget you were even grateful for anything. That's not the way it works. This is a I'm thankful. You're thankful for every breath. You're thankful for the clothes on your back. You're thankful for the roof over your head, the the clothes and the food in the pantry. You are walking and breathing thankful all day long, and you're talking to God about it. You're just thankful for everything. Even you learn this even for the bad things that happen. You look for that silver lining, because there is well, if you don't look for the silver lining, you won't ever find it. But for those of us who learn to look for that silver lining, we can change the bad into learning and growth experiences. That's refining fire that makes us that golden piece of fine vessel that God is looking for in each of us. So we're grateful for the good and the bad in our lives. Now, this takes some time to perfect. Maybe we never do it, but it's going to have the best outcome. And another thing that we can do to change our hearts is praise and worship, singing. When you feel the worst is when you should open your mouth and praise God and sing to Him. And this will change your very physiology. It changes your heart. It changes how you feel. It lifts that doom and gloom that you have on you. The Bible actually says the fruit of the lips, due to the fruit of your lips, which is this praise and worship, I will give you healing and health. Because you are praising Him. He says that is what He wants, the sacrifice of praise. That's the kind of sacrifices He wants. And when we give Him that praise, He gives us healing and health and peace. So we need to be mindful of what's in our heart. Do we have this toxic soup in our hearts of unforgiveness, of worry, of stress, of whatever junk is in there that is causing death? It's causing death to us in every parts of our body, our minds, our healths, and to those around us. So be mindful of what you carry. You can. It is your choice to fix that, to change that, to flip that, and live in a state of gratefulness. Change your heart, and it changes everything.